Welcome to Catholic News World.
Welcome to Catholic News World. Please subscribe to our channel. My name is Steph. Here are this week's breaking news headlines.
A Catholic priest was killed in Nigeria, Africa, while trying to mediate a family dispute. Father Godfrey Operekwa, parish priest of St. Ambrose Church in Ubakala, in Abia State, southern Nigeria, died on the evening of June 17th. Information from the Diocese of Umuahia, sent to Fides, explained that the priest, accompanied by the couple's daughter and another man, had gone to the man's house to recover a motorcycle belonging to the girl. The couple had been in a crisis for some time, to the point where the woman and children had left the house, leaving the man alone. Father Operekwa had tried to mediate, but was threatened by the man. On the evening of June 17th, the man stabbed Father Operekwa several times, seriously injuring him, and then threatened other people with the same weapon. The attacker was immobilized, and Father Operekwa was taken to hospital. However, the priest died from his injuries a few hours after his arrival. Father Godfrey was born on October 4, 1953, in Ulakwo, Owerri, Nigeria. He was ordained priest in 1983 at the St. Joseph Seminary of Ulakwo, Owini, Nigeria, in the Diocese of Umuahia. In 2000, he received a master's degree in theology from the Franciscan University of Steubenville, Ohio. From 2002 to 2012, he held various positions in the Diocese of Tucson, Arizona, USA, and then returned to Nigeria.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Diogo Jota, the famous soccer football star, tragically died in a car crash in Cernadilla, Spain on July 3rd. His private funeral was held at a small Catholic church in Portugal. Jota was a Portuguese national team star and a key player for the United Kingdom's Liverpool Football Club. He was full of life, talent, and joy. Just this May 12, 2025, he won the English Premier League trophy with Liverpool. On June 9th, he celebrated another triumph, winning the European Nations League with Portugal. And only 2 weeks before his death, on June 21, 2025, he married his beautiful wife and childhood sweetheart in the Catholic Church, a radiant day when his life seemed perfect. Jota married his long-term partner, Ru Cardoso, and had 3 young children with her. But this July 3rd, the unthinkable happened. News confirmed that Diogo and his brother, André Silva, also a professional football player in Portugal, died in a car accident. The English Archbishop of Liverpool in the United Kingdom released a statement. Archbishop John Sherrington said, "I'm truly shocked and saddened to hear the heartbreaking news about Liverpool player Diogo Jota and his brother André Silva." Jota, age 28, and his brother André Silva, age 25, died in the early hours of July 3rd in the Zamora region of Spain as they were due to travel back to the United Kingdom via a ferry from Santander, northern Spain. Archbishop Sherrington finished saying, "Our thoughts and prayers are with his wife, children, family, friends, and the whole community." Diogo José Teixeira da Silva was born on December 4th, but was commonly known as Diogo Jota. In 2020, he signed for Liverpool for a fee reported to be £41 million. He played 182 games and scored 65 goals over 5 seasons for Liverpool, helping them to the Premier League title in 2024 to 2025, 1 Football Association Challenge Cup, and 2 English Football Club Cups. Jota, whose actual surname was Silva, chose to use the name Jota to distinguish himself from other players named Diogo and Silva in the youth academy. Jota's brother, André Silva, was also a professional footballer. Jota had recently undergone minor lung surgery in Porto, Portugal, before getting married. On medical advice not to fly, Jota planned to return to England via a ferry leaving from Santander, Spain. He and his brother were driving to Santander to catch the ferry when, according to the Spanish Civil Guard, their Lamborghini Huracan suffered a tire blowout while overtaking another vehicle on the motorway. The car veered off the road and caught fire. Emergency services later confirmed that both men died at the scene. A wake for the brothers was held on July 4th in Gondomar, Portugal, where hundreds of relatives, friends, and public figures, including Prime Minister Luís Montenegro and President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, gathered to pay their respects. The funeral took place the following morning at the nearby parish church of Gondomar, with Bishop Manuel Linda of Porto presiding over the Holy Mass. Liverpool teammates Virgil van Dijk and Andy Robertson carried floral tributes dedicated to Jota and Silva, respectively, while Portugal teammate Ruben Neves served as a pallbearer. Following the service, the brothers were buried side by side in the cemetery adjacent to the church of their hometown. Please pray for the repose of their souls.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Pope Leo XIV and President Volodymyr Zelensky of Ukraine met on Tuesday, July 9th, in the afternoon. Pope Leo XIV received Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a private audience at the papal residence of Castel Gandolfo. The meeting focused on the ongoing war in Ukraine and the pressing need to pursue peace through dialogue. According to a statement released by the Holy See Press Office, the conversation centered on efforts to end hostilities and find a just and lasting solution to the war in Ukraine. The Pope expressed his sorrow for the victims of the war and assured the Ukrainian people of his prayers and continued closeness. Vatican News explained that the Holy Father also encouraged efforts aimed at the release of prisoners and the recovery of children who have been separated from their families. He reiterated the Vatican's willingness to welcome representatives of both Ukraine and Russia to the Vatican for potential negotiations. Following the meeting, President Zelensky briefly addressed journalists in English. "I'm very happy for His Holiness for this meeting, for hosting us," he said. He thanked the Pope and the Vatican for their support, especially regarding the issue of Ukrainian children taken to Russia during the war. "This is a very important question. We spoke about it," he said, stressing the need to return the children to their relatives in Ukraine. President Zelensky reaffirmed Ukraine's commitment to achieving peace. "Of course we want peace. We want the war to be finished," he said. "We very much count on the Vatican and His Holiness to help provide a place for a high-level meeting of leaders to end this war." Zelensky wrote on X, "I'm grateful for the meeting and a very substantive conversation with Pontifex. We value all the support and every prayer for peace in Ukraine. The proposal to hold meetings at the level of leaders at the Vatican remains open and entirely possible, with the goal of stopping Russian aggression and achieving a stable, lasting, and genuine peace. At present, only Moscow continues to reject this proposal, as it has turned down all other peace initiatives. We will continue to strengthen global solidarity so that diplomacy can still succeed. I especially thank the Pope for his support of Ukrainian children, particularly those returned from Russian captivity. Ukrainian children now have the opportunity for rehabilitation and rest in Italy, and such hospitality and sincerity are extremely important. Today, we also discuss the Vatican's continued efforts to help return Ukrainian children abducted by Russia. I spoke to His Holiness about the deep respect that Ukrainian society holds for Andrei Sheptytsky, his actions including the rescue of Jews during the Second World War, and his defense of the Christian faith. We hope that Metropolitan Sheptytsky's contribution and merits will receive the recognition they deserve. I invited the Pope to visit Ukraine. President Zelensky wrote,
Please subscribe to our channel.
Two sisters, named Blair Harbour, age 13, and her sister Brooke Harbour, age 11, were found holding hands, having died in the Texas floods. The flash flooding on the Guadalupe River in central Texas has left at least 104 people dead, including 28 children, with dozens still missing. Floods rushed through central Texas through the July 4th weekend. Blair Harbour and her sister Brooke Harbour died after going missing during the catastrophic flooding in Kerr County, Texas, their father confirmed. A girls' Christian summer camp in the area, Camp Mystic, confirmed the deaths of 27 campers and counselors that had been missing, including an entire cabin of 8- and 9-year-old girls, according to local reports, bringing the overall death toll to at least 104 people. Pope Leo XIV prayed in English for the flood victims at the Angelus from the Vatican.
Greetings to the English-speaking pilgrims. I would like to express sincere condolences to all the families who have lost loved ones, in particular their daughters who were at summer camp in the disaster caused by the flooding of the Guadalupe River in Texas in the United States. We pray for them.
At least 850 people have been rescued. Blair and Brooke, pictured left to right, were not attending Camp Mystic at the time of their disappearance. Blair was a gifted student and had a generous, kind heart, Mr. Harbour told CNN. Brooke was like a light in any room. People gravitated to her and she made them laugh and enjoy the moment. They were found in Kerrville, 15 miles from their cabin community, holding hands, according to reports. Their grandparents, Charlene and Mike Harbour, have still to be found. St. Rita's school where they attended wrote, Blair and Brooke were young women of deep faith, and religion was one of their favorite subjects. On the night they died, they went to the loft of their cabin with their rosaries. When Blair and Brooke were found the next day, 15 miles downriver, they were together. Even in their last moments, they held tightly to each other, a powerful symbol of their lasting bond and their trust in God. Their GoFundMe page has raised nearly $300,000. In a message shared by their aunt, Jennifer, on the GoFundMe page for the Harbour family, it was revealed that the girls' parents were residing 5 cabins away from their children and woke up around 3:30 a.m. on Friday to the storm and needed to break a window in their cabin to escape. The girls' father, RJ, had tried to kayak to the girls' cabin, but the water was too high and he was forced to turn around. The family noted that they were receiving text messages from the girls sent as their cabin filled with water. The girl's aunt wrote, Brooke texted my brother, her father, her grandmother and grandfather on Annie's side, saying, I love you at 3:30 a.m. Blair and I had a conversation about God and heaven 2 weeks earlier. They had their rosaries with them. The 2 girls will have a funeral at St. Rita's at a date that will be set after their grandparents have also been found, according to the aunt's message. Please pray for the repose of the souls of the victims and for their families.
Watch our programme every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching and please subscribe to Catholic News World's channel. God bless.